Welcome back to News 46. Obesity rates in the United States have increased, especially during the 1980s and 90s. In the decade after, those rates appeared to have stabilized, but what about now? A new study examined the latest trends in obesity rates among men and women in the U.S.
This health tip is brought to you by
Desert View Hospital and Mountain Valley Physicians Group. Don't put your health on hold. We have time for you. Call us to schedule your appointment. 775-751-7100.
It's really important to monitor trends in obesity and extreme obesity in the United States because obesity has an impact on our health.
Obesity is closely linked to several health problems, including diabetes, hypertension, and heart disease. Dr. Cynthia Ogden and her colleagues from the National Center for Health Statistics examined trends in obesity among U.S. adults from 2005 to 2014. They used data provided by the long-running National Health and Nutrition Examination Survey, or NHANES.
We were able to measure weight and height, which are used to calculate BMI. Obesity is actually a BMI at or above 30. Class 3 obesity is a BMI above 40, and that's also sometimes called extreme obesity.
To examine trends over the decade, the researchers looked at a nationally representative sample of more than 13,000 men and 13,000 women.
We saw that there had been no change in men in either obesity or extreme obesity, but there had been an increase in women in both obesity and extreme obesity. And when we adjusted for potential contributors of obesity by age, race, Hispanic origin, education, and smoking status, that didn't change the results.
They also examined data from 2,600 men and 2,800 women in the most recent survey period, 2013 through 2014.
The prevalence of obesity among men was about 35%, and among women was about 40%. And the prevalence of extreme obesity was 5.5% in men and almost 10% in women.
They also saw obesity rates increase among Asian men, aged 20 to 39.
The prevalence was about 23%, and that compares to about 6% in middle-aged Asian men and 4% in older Asian men.
Catherine Dolf, The JAMA Report.
Black and Hispanic women continue to have a higher prevalence of obesity compared to non-Hispanic white women.
A federal judge today granted John Hinckley Jr., the man who shot President Ronald Reagan in 1981, full-time convalescent leave from St. Elizabeth's Hospital. The order allows Hinckley Jr. to live full-time in Williamsburg, Virginia, but still under certain restrictions. Hinckley was 25 years old when he shot Reagan and 3 others outside the Washington Hilton 35 years ago. James Brady, the White House press secretary who was hit in the shooting, died in 2014 due to the injuries from the assassination attempt, though authorities announced earlier this year that they would not pursue additional charges.
An 86-year-old Roman Catholic priest was killed in a French town on Tuesday when 2 attackers slit his throat during a morning mass service. The attackers were subsequently shot and killed by police. The town is near the larger city of Rouen. The name of the victim is Jacques Hamel, a local priest serving 20 communities. The attackers came in through the back door of the church and took the priest, 2 nuns, and 2 parishioners hostage before killing the priest. They were subsequently killed by police. Pope Francis said today that the world is at war as he addressed the slaying of the priest by radical Islamists in France, but he stressed it was not a war of religion. The killing of the priest by 2 attackers struck in the name of ISIS.
Well, everyone's invited to a special open house this Saturday.
We've been permitted to occupy the property now. It's a 5-acre parcel that's allowed to have 16 men on it, and we're going to be discipling them through the Word of God and teaching them how to be productive citizens in the community.
Where are the men coming from?
They'll be coming from different families throughout Nevada, probably Utah. They could come from any state and come here to be reconciled and freed from the sin of addiction.
And so are they sent?
State.
Are they sent from courts?
They could be sent from courts. We do have people come in from the court system, but mainly they do come from different churches throughout the state and other states.
And this is a temporary housing facility to kind of help them get off of drugs and alcohol and then start leading a more productive life.
Yes, it's a 2-month is the first phase, and second phase is 6 months. It's an additional commitment that we always recommend for the men or women to go through. We will have a women's home eventually also.
And so where's your location at?
It's 3590 Mars Street, which is near 372 in Murphy.
And so can anybody come to the open house to check it out?
Everyone is welcome to come to the open house, yes.
All right. And when's that going to be?
It will be July 30th between 9 a.m. and 1 p.m. Saturday.
All right. If people are interested in becoming part of the program, how can they do that?
They can go to uturnforchrist.org and get a hold of the main headquarters, or they can contact me here in Pahrump with my cell number, which is 951-541-8087.
And so open house, once again, the 30th of July from 9 a.m. until 1 p.m. Once again, what's the address?
It's 3590 Mars Street, and the cross street would be Murphy and 372.
All right, we'll have your senior tips and your Save a Pet after the break.